On the floor. Or at top.
Welcome fans to now a look at Detroit's starting lineup. Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Isaiah Stewart out there with Jalen Duren. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Heat, they've got Tyler Hero. Bam Adebayo is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Ware in at the 5, roaming the paint. You know, on paper, this looks like a lopsided matchup, but anything could happen in the NBA, Grant.
Yeah, that is the truth. I mean, that's why they play the games. One guy gets hot, the team gets cold. That's all it takes to swing the entire outcome of a game. Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
Hero on the wing, defended by Thompson. Pass to Adebayo. Launches a 3. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Cunningham against Burks. Thompson, a screen on Burks. There's Cunningham with a 3. Here's Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
Hero outside. And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Detroit on D. Hero outside. Shot clock at 6. Thompson pulls it in.
Despite the miss, those are the kind of looks coaches hope to create.
Well, Coach, how about the Eric Spoelstra story? Started as a video coordinator with the Heat back in '95. You were an assistant in Miami back then.
Yeah, look, Brian, even then, Eric is one of the rare guys that all of us on the staff knew right from the beginning that he had all the makings of a great coach. Players trusted him and had confidence in his ability to help them.
From the video room to the Hall of Fame one day.
No question.
And there's a 3-second violation. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Puts up a 3. And the Pistons, another 3.
And for a younger guy, Cunningham's vision is impressive. He's always watching the floor.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Just moments ago, Eric Spoelstra and I were able to chat. I asked him what's the key to slowing down Cade Cunningham. Coach said, quote, not letting him get clean looks inside the arc. Cade is a terrific mid-range shooter and a solid finisher inside, so we just have to get a hand in his face on every shot. Limiting his production could be the difference in this game.
Appreciate the report, Allie. And down it goes. 2 points.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough choices.
Ivy outside. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Oh, rocketing off the floor. Ivy using all of his athletic ability on the jam.
Knocked loose. Stolen by Ivy. Up top, Thompson. On the tape. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
Man, that was fast. They're already up by double digits.
Yeah, incredible play on both ends of the floor. There may be too big of a gap here.
Wiggins with a screen on Duren. The kick out to Wiggins. 5 to shoot over Cunningham. The rebound by Detroit.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Oh, a huge slam. An exclamation point on that break.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
Now here's Wiggins. still without a bucket. Lets it go from deep. Duren with a rebound. Cunningham on the wing. He's guarded by Hero. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, it's not difficult to figure out why they've built this lead. They have been dominant in the paint.
Here's Duren. Here's Thompson. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Thompson, a screen on Wiggins. It's Cunningham with a drive. And the bucket is good. Cunningham's got 6.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
Now here's Burks. Wiggins down low. He's watched by Cunningham. Shot to stop the run. Wiggins, no good. The Pistons lead by 17. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
It's been an outstanding performance for them in just about every area.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, it shows how well prepared this team was coming into this contest.
Hero for 3. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. What a performance for Asar Thompson. He had... Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. All right, a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pistons.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
Yeah, we got to talk about how pestering they've been on defense, forcing turnovers and finding ways to score off them.
They've got Alec Burks. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Tyler Hero, and it's Ware in at the 5. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Now here's Hero. No points so far. The rebound by Detroit. Duren's got 4 rebounds now. The Pistons have had quite a few high lottery picks of late, Stan. However, they haven't had much success yet.
Well, Brian, you know, sometimes it takes a lot of time. Some teams will come together quicker. Some players and some teams need more time to develop. Detroit's just got to keep adding to what they have and continuing to develop the players that are already in their system.
And a great fan base in Detroit, starving for victories. Now here's Stewart. 6 points for him. And Hero grabs the board. Heat trail by 18. Second quarter, a little over a minute and a half in. And again, no good by Miami.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Miami has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. Adebayo, a screen on Thompson. Hero with the bucket.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
There's Cunningham showing off that leaping ability. Outstanding finish with the slam.
Here's the pick. Pass to Ware from the arc. Thompson pulls it in. The Pistons lead by 18. And now the Pistons in transition. Ivy's shot is off. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Cade Cunningham has really been improving from distance. He said early in his career he was playing a lot of minutes and stepping back to the NBA three-point line, he just didn't have enough legs in his shot. After his shin surgery, he redefined his form and strengthened his legs. Brian, he said it helped a lot.
That could be a silver lining of all that time off, Allie. Now here's Burks. He's got 5. Fires the 3. The rebound by Detroit. Duran's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And, Coach, how about the Thompson twins making their impact felt in the 2023 draft?
Yeah, Brian, we've seen twins in the NBA before, albeit not very often. But these two made history that draft day, becoming the first pair of twins to be selected in the top 5 of the same draft.
So it's Miami now. Following the score by Detroit, Adebayo sets a screen out to the right wing. Shoots over Thompson. No good again that time. The Pistons lead by 23. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Thompson's got 12 points.
And meeting those expectations. I mean, this is what we all wanted to see from Thompson on offense.
Well, Miami shooting just 24% in this one. Not great. Ivy against Burks. Over Ivy. Burks no good. Detroit has gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game. Here's Cunningham. Here he goes. Ivy outside. Cunningham, a screen on Wiggins. Here's Ivy. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And this is what makes Ivy special. His ability to finish with power at the rim.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. They set a pick. Hero against Thompson. Inside. Duran with a steal. And now the Pistons in transition. Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball. Here's Wiggins. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Pistons ahead, delivering the blowout. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're thinking about the shot.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Nice game. Great performance by Asar Thompson.
Using all that momentum behind him to finish with power. Gotta love watching him dive toward the rim.
Well, when you've got a player with the energy and athleticism he has, it can make for a big night when he gets it going.
Setting the floor for Detroit. Paul Reed is out there with Tobias Harris. Then it's Malik Beasley. Then it's Tim Hardaway. And it's Waters in at the 1 spot. Now here's Harris. Beasley for 3. Love grabs the miss. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away. And guys, this is why coaches value playing with pace.
Yeah, they have made the most of their transition chances.
Now here's Love. And that's a foul called on Malik Beasley. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Robinson passes to Jovic. The shot's good.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Hardaway's shot is good.
And clearly he needs no time to warm up.
The Heat have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Jovic. Back to Robinson. 4 on the clock. And no good. Excellent D there from Reed. The Pistons have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Oh, got that one up quick. Hardaway's got 5 points now this quarter.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now here's Reed. He's scoreless. Right side, Hardaway. Back to Reed. Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball.
Miami ball.
Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Coach, when you look at the best defensive teams, what's the balance between IQ, the smarts for the game, versus effort?
Well, Brian, it's both. You know, I mean, the effort is a given. You're not going to get anything done in the game without effort. But to be a good defensive team, you have to be smart. You have to understand your opponents, their tendencies, both as a team and as individuals. And if you do that, you can cover up for a lot in terms of just raw athleticism.
Now here's Hardaway. He's closely guarded. Pass to Waiters. A minute 37 left in the third quarter. Harris, a screen on Robinson. Hardaway, no good. Miami is gone, only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Pulls it. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it. It's good. Robinson's got 7 points in the game. And one thing's for sure, when Duncan Robinson is on the court, he has the greenest of green lights, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, look, he's one of the most lethal shooters around. He draws intense defensive attention, and then he's added to his game as a passer and as a guy who can take the ball to the basket.
Hanging on the rim, just showing off.
That's how you extend the glory right there.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Here's Highsmith. No made baskets yet. Pass to Hardaway. Jacks up a 3. And here's Harris outside. Here's Reed. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
Here's Robinson. Out to the wing. Here's Jovic. Outside for Love. That'll count. And so it's the Detroit Pistons in total control, up by 20. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Alec Burks is out there with Tyler Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Ware in at the center position. That's the group in the game for the Heat.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
That one falls.
Hey, a graceful touch from Cunningham, making that floater look effortless.
Outside Burks. There's a screen. Sinks the tray.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
Hero finds Burks. A few possessions into the fourth. Just over a minute played. The rebound by Stewart. Detroit has gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter.
And he is a hard charger. Ivy only plays at full speed, a great burst on his drives.
The Heat have gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Adebayo, a screen on Ivy. Burks goes in, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Wiggins outside. Thompson with a steal. Jumps up. Here's Duren. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson.
Assist from
Thompson's got 3 assists in the game. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for Detroit?
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Yeah, they've also done a great job of running. Attacking when they get the chance, always a great idea.
Here's Ivy. Miami making their last shot. From deep. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got 4 rebounds in the game. Hero for 3. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Thompson passes to Stewart. Now Duren. Up top, Stewart. Clock at 6. There's the drive. It's hauled in by the Heat. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. And finished off by Adebayo.
What a confident dunk by Adebayo. He knows there's little the defense can do once he's elevated.
Cunningham looking it over. Stewart, a screen on Burks. Pass to Thompson. Knocked away. Wiggins with a steal. Thompson with a steal. And up the court come the Pistons on the break. Stewart, a screen on Wiggins. Duren, the pass to Ivy. 6 on the shot clock. 3-pointer. Pass to Stewart. Picked by Stewart. There's Cunningham with a 3. The long distance 3 is buried.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Pistons.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Cade Cunningham.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
And the whistle blows on a backcourt violation. Went over and back. .35 seconds left in the 4th quarter here. Duren with a screen on Burks. Cunningham passes to Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Here's Ware. Kicks it to Hero. They need this. The Pistons clear it. Here's Thompson. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Tyler Hero. There's 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Ware. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
And that one's good. Cunningham.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And So it's Detroit easily grabbing this one.
The end of the game.
To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that says a
but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat.
We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. Anthony Simons out there with Avdia. And it's Thibault in at the 3. And for the Heat, Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Ware in at the 5 spot. And on paper, Craig, this might seem like a potential blow, but anything can happen in this NBA.
Kevin, we see upsets happen all the time. It's what makes the sport great. You can't take any team or game for granted.
Burks' shot is good.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And it's Simons missing. And it's Wiggins with the ball for the Heat. Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Eric Spoelstra. David?
Now, he highlighted the problems that come along with facing a center like DeAndre Ayton. Coach said DeAndre impacts the game on both ends of the floor. He can score inside, shoot the mid-range jumper, and defensively, he can protect the rim and switch out on the perimeter. Certainly a talented young center. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball after the Heat pick up 2. 6 on the shot clock. Ayton, the pass to Grant. Shoots over Burks. No good from Grant. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. You know, Brent, when you wonder why GMs take a risk on Project Big Man, Bam Adebayo is an example of why they do just that.
Yeah, Kevin, it's not always about the project working out. It's about teams that have a plan for the project. And certainly Miami was able to do that. And you have to credit Bam. He put the work in. The guy has been solid. He's an all-star. He's continuing to improve, and he gives you everything on both ends of the floor every night.
And finished off by Avdia.
Anthony doing a great job of seeing the floor, and a nice dish from Simons there.
Burks against Avdia. Burks with it. Knocked away. Pass to Highsmith. Fires the 3. Burks can't get it to go.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And here is Ayton. Outside, Avdia. Grant on the wing. 3-pointer, Simon. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Simons seeing green there, just letting that one rip.
Burks against Avdia. They set the pick. Burks kicks to Ware. Stolen by Avdia. And now Portland on the break. Grant, that's good.
Well, seeing Jeremy Grant at his size getting out on the break in full sprint, collecting and finishing.
1:41 left to play in the first quarter. Burks for 3. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. The Blazers on offense. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. And that one, good.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
So here's Burks. .105 left to play here in the first. Pass to Highsmith. On the wing, Wiggins. Stolen by Avdia. Thibault kicks to Grant. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Heat trail by 9. Deflects the pass. And now running up the court, Avdia pushing it up. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Pass to Simons. And the slam dunk by Simons.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Now here's Simons. He has 5, and that one's good. Bible.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And in nailing the 3 there, he puts a lid on what's been a huge run by Portland.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Blazers?
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals and transition.
Well, they really cashed in on the break. I mean, it feels like they're hungry to get out, they're hungry to run, and they're not passing up any chances to leak out and score.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. Avdia is out there with Anthony Simons. And it's Bible in at the small forward. And Grant, if the super team era is indeed coming to a close, the Miami Heat are one of the most successful examples.
Yeah, Kevin, you're obviously referring to the Heatles with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. I think there are some fans out there that go back to when it was that they had that press conference and were throwing up 6, 7, 8. And so 2 titles, yes, of course, amazing. Chances to win championships, amazing. Could there have been more? Possibly.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And now Avdia pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. Lost contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And
Changing ends quickly, he's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David. So here's Burks. The Blazers getting the bucket. So the wing on the left. Pass to Adebayo. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Trailblazers leading by 14. And when you're a knockdown shooter like you, with the kind of athleticism that Anthony Simons possesses, Brent, you're in rarefied air.
Yeah, no doubt Anthony, one of those guys really tough to stop. You got to pick your poison with him. That quickness and his ability to get to the rim, though, that can impact what they do offensively.
And Wiggins throws it down.
He's got so much vertical ability. That's easy for Wiggins.
Ayton a screen on Burks. Bible on the wing. Second shot opportunity. And Ayton with the nice bucket inside. Ayton's got 9 points.
Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis, and that was some serious effort there.
Here's Heisman. Scoreless thus far. Fires away from way outside. That shot off the mark. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. And the slam dunk by Simon.
Man, finishing it off there. Simon showing great quickness and alertness to get there that time.
Highsmith goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
Burks against Simon. From deep three-point land. The offensive rebound. And that one's good, Ayton. Ayton's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, if Ayton can get in that kind of position, he could be a bully on the inside.
Here's Highsmith, covered by Simons. Highsmith's shot is good.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now, here's Simons. 9 points in the game so far. Misses the layup. The Heat trail by 16. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Or the 3. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Grant the pass to Thibault. Outside, Simons. And the slam dunk by Simons.
The guard rising up, Simons, with some thunder of his own.
Has to wear. Gets it off. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. Denny Avdia. He's been the guy making things happen for the Trailblazers. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Denny Avdia.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Hero out there with Robinson. Then there's Kevin Love. Then there's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Jovic in at the power forward. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Here's Kamare. Hands it from downtown.
Oh, good pass right there from Sharp. These types of plays really help team chemistry.
Back in the late 80s and early 90s, Brent, the Blazers had a real chance to win some titles.
Oh, man, they ran into some great teams, too, Kevin. The bad boy Pistons and then the Bulls, obviously, with Michael Jordan. Winning a title in those days took something special, and the Blazers were right there.
Now, here's Sharp. It's rebounded by Jovic.
And priority number one has got to be the finish, guys, not the fancy stuff.
Fires the 3, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
There's a good screen. Pass to Kamare. Back to Henderson. Williams sets a screen for Henderson. High, arcing shot. Good work there as it goes. And the Trailblazers lead by 18.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Williams with the block.
The reach of Williams is outstanding. He uses it to perfection to deny shooters.
Hero against Sharp. Hero kicks to Love. Clock at 4. Here's Jaquez. From outside, off the mark. Trailblazers leading by 18. Henderson with it. Picked up by Hero. The kick out to Williams. Williams, a screen on Robinson. The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. Bangs home the trifecta. Sharp's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
Robinson for three. Rebound by Williams.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
Henderson passes to Sharp. We know, Brett, there are many roads that lead to the modern NBA. And Shaedon Sharpe took his own unique path.
Yeah, Kevin, you could say that again. I mean, he was on the Kentucky campus as a player, but never participated in a collegiate game. And then all of a sudden finding himself at the top end of the NBA draft without ever playing a college game.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, if you want to win, of course, playing both ends of the floor is essential. Former Defensive Player of the Year Draymond Green says, we've seen teams for years make the mistake of thinking they can put a great offense out there and win. You run up against a team that's just competent offensively, but they play defense, you're going to lose. Kevin?
You got the 1-2 punch, as Draymond talks about. Man, that is something tough to get by. DA, thanks. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. And he banks in the layup. Robinson's got his first bucket in this one.
Robinson doing some work inside at 6'7". He could do that.
Pass to Sharp. Here's Kamara. Robinson pulls it in.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
One-on-one here. And then Sharp with the dunk.
Out of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever. Able to do things most others can't.
Goes up. And then Sharp with the dunk.
And Sharp is the kind of guy who gets up there in a hurry. That elevator, that's got some extra juice.
To the middle. Here's Hackett. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Williams has a screen for Henderson. Inside. And Williams throws it down.
An unreal athlete. Williams gets off the floor with such ease to power it down.
Robinson with it. Now Henderson defending. Outside, Hero. Love with the screen for Hero. The three-pointer, no good.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
He gets that one. 11 points for Shaedon Sharpe.
Oh, nice job executing inside. Sharp's confidence is what makes him such a dangerous player.
Love with the screen on Sharpe. There's Hero with the three. The Trailblazers pull it in. And then Sharpe with the dunk.
Quickly up court with the basketball, delivered a perfect strike.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading in. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Portland's gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the three ball well. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. Anthony Simons out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Thibault in at small forward. Works for 3. The Trailblazers pull it in. Ayton's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight.
And I'm going to watch the coaching staff to see how many times they're going to call Anthony Simons' number with the way he's got it going here.
Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team. I love the unselfishness, and you know coaches do as well.
Well, not just coach, but you can see it in the teammates, the way that they look at him. They appreciate it when he shares the ball like that.
Burks against Avdia. 6 to shoot. Here's the floater. Burks can't get it to go. Now Ayton. Simons surveying the D. Beyond the arc. Andrew Wiggins grabs the board. For Miami, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. It's hauled in by Thibault. For Portland, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. So it's Portland now. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Shot clock at 6. Simons, the pass to Ayton. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Ayton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Ayton showing it could be a problem on other spots on the floor, not just the post.
Burks against Avdia. Here's where. There's the 3. And the 3 ball is good.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Ayton a screen on Burks. Here's Simons. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. For Miami, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Ayton a screen on Burks. Here's Simons. Oh, what a jam! Simons!
Defenders want to get physical with Simons to try to offset some of his athleticism. It doesn't always work.
Here's Heisman. And he drops it in from the low post.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Simons, the pass to Ayton. Simons kicks to Ayton. Back to Simons. Pass to Grant. This one for 3. Nailed from three-point land.
Well, nice smooth release from Grant that time. Can't let him get that kind of rhythm.
Here's the screen. The 19-foot shot. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Ayton's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Trailblazers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Anthony Simons.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
Tries a 3. Offensive rebound. Avdia, the pass to Simons. Ayton wide open. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
He's not doing his team any good by taking shots from that range.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of shot helps with is your opponent's chance of winning.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Simons finds Ayton. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Ayton a screen on Wiggins. Thibault for 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. From deep three-point land. Can't get it to fall. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot.
Basketball. Now the opening lineup for the Portland Trailblazers. Inside, it's Grant playing next to Ayton. Anthony Simons out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Thibault in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Pistons, Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. Isaiah Stewart out there with Duren. And it's Thompson in at the 3. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Here's Ayton. And Ayton with the stuff.
You're looking at Ayton using all of his height and reach, slamming it down on a helpless defense.
Cunningham finds Ivy. And it's Portland with a rebound. Outside Thibault. Pass to Grant. Shoots over Thompson. Thompson pulls it in.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? And here are the Trailblazers now. After the Pistons picking up a basket just moments ago. And it's Simons missing. The Pistons have gone 1 for 3 so far. Coach, you talk about guys who are always upping their game. How about Anthony Simons?
Well, Brian, I feel like he's one of the truly under-the-radar scorers in this league. He's put in a lot of time and work, never satisfied with himself or his game, and he just keeps getting better.
Buries it from 3.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Well, and as a fan of the game, you have to love these back-and-forth moments.
Yep, count it. Ivy's got 5 now.
Look at the IQ. Such a smart play for a young player. Ivy executed the pick perfectly.
Avdia, screen on Thompson. Simons passes to Avdia. To the paint. Stolen by Thompson. And up the court come the Pistons on the break. Oh, great finish as he gets bumped on his way up. He'll go to the line to try to tack on one more. Detroit shooting their first free throw of the contest. That free throw is good from Thompson. And when you talk about this Portland team, Stan, they're young and talented. They have some nice pieces going forward.
Yeah, and Brian, it starts with Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons in that backcourt, but Shaedon Sharpe, when healthy, they've got some good pieces to build around.
Now here's Simons. 5 on the clock. Here's Avdia. No dice from the high post.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. Well, the Pistons have struggled despite the improvement of their young cornerstone, Cade Cunningham. He said, quote, "This league rewards winning. People are going to say everything I'm doing is empty and meaningless until I win games. That's what I plan on doing, and once I do that, all the other stuff will come with it." Guys?
That's a great perspective to keep right there, Allie. Thank you. And Ayton pulls it down.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Pass to Thibault. Back to Simons. To halt the run. Gets it to drop. Now 2 of 4.
Now you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Ivy passes to Duren. Simons against Ivy. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
Just finding room to go to work inside. Ivy really relies on his physical abilities to get a close-range shot.
They set the pick. Simons finds Avdia. Back to Simons. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
And left no doubt with that one, Grant. Cunningham passes to Ivy. Thompson, a screen on Simons. Ivy. Portland with a rebound. End of quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1.
Make the math work in your favor.
Got a piece of it. Thompson with a steal. Ivy passes to Cunningham. Stewart outside. Back to Cunningham. Clock at 4. Pulls up. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
Avdia, screen on Thompson. Simons passes to Avdia. Let's go with a 3. And that's not going to go. And so it's Detroit closing out this quarter with a set. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Well, they're playing with great pace, pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
And not only that, you like how they're turning defense into offense, forcing turnovers and capitalizing.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second. Inside, it's Grant playing next to Ayton. Avdia out there with Anthony Simons. And it's Thibault in at the small forward position. Out of bounds, it'll be Portland's ball. Cade Cunningham has faced his share of challenges in his career, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, the injuries, the discouraging losses, but he's remained steadfast through it all. He's a committed and mentally tough player.
Believes in his game and now wants a team around him that can fulfill that need.
A pretty big component of Cunningham's game. He knows how to produce from the arc.
Grant finds Simons. Back to Grant. And there's Simons. That one's good. On the assist from Grant. Simons got 9.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Slicing through Cunningham.
And getting up close and personal, Cunningham knows he can get his shot to go inside.
Over to the left wing. The 3 from Ayton. Thompson pulls it in. Thompson's got 4 rebounds now. Deflects the pass. Simons with a steal. Avdia with it. Now Thompson defending. Simons against Thompson. So it'll be 2 free throws. And they've stopped the action here. They're using their coach's challenge.
Personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the Trailblazers.
But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Now the Blazers moving it up. The 3. Fires hitting the triple. He's got 12.
Opportunistic basketball. Gets a great look at the 3 in transition.
Thompson, a screen on Simons. From 15 feet away, Ivy's shot is off. Blazers trail by 7, and they're on the break. He goes up, throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a 3-point play. Cade Cunningham picks that one up. And, Coach, you took the Magic to the 2009 NBA Finals. Give us an idea of the different kind of pressure that exists in the finals.
Well, I didn't really feel as much pressure, but at the end of it, it was excruciating to get that close and to have a chance and then to lose in 5 games. Like, you know, even then going through it, that it's going to be hard to get another chance at it. So I would just sum it up and say excruciating.
Now here's Avdia. Yet to see a basket. Ayton, a screen on Cunningham. Avdia from outside, and the 3-pointer goes. Now just a 2-point Detroit lead.
Well, it's a 3-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important in this space.
3-pointer Stewart. Here's Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
And that's an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
So it's Portland now. Pass to Avdia.
Using all of his 7-foot wingspan effectively, Cunningham stays on the shooter.
All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
Here's Avdia. The Pistons getting their last shot to go. Down low. Here's Ayton. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Yes, so strong. 8 and 1. Ugh.
Portland shooting their second free throw attempt on the night. Well, Stanley was a 5-time All-Star. Chauncey Billups, just 1 year as an assistant before becoming a head coach.
Yeah, but Brian, Chauncey Billups was a guy that even when he was a player and then as a broadcaster, always thought like a head coach.
And I really love the size and explosiveness that Ivy brings out of the backcourt.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Free throw good. Ivy. Blazers trail by 6. Avdia outside. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Avdia's got 5 points.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Out to Thompson for 3. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got his 5th rebound in this one. Simons passes to Thibault. He buries it from 3. Thibault's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Cunningham outside. They double him with Ayton. Stewart left side. Cunningham, a screen on Grant. Stewart, the pass to Cunningham. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, rejected by Ayton.
Yeah, Ayton has all the physical gifts of a great shot blocker. Size, length, and agility.
And here's Simons outside. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Pistons ahead, up by 3. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. You look at Anthony Simons, he's been playing really well.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Malik Beasley is out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Paul Reed. Then it's Tim Hardaway. And it's Harris in at the 4. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. That one on Harris. Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joins from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in are the 2 areas that most people have to improve in: shooting and decision-making.
Now here's Hardaway. The 3-pointer off the mark. Pass to Kamari. And that's a foul called on Malik Beasley. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Team second.
So it's Portland now, trailing by 2. And here's Henderson. Outside Sharp. Williams with it. Just 5 to shoot. Trailblazers got to hurry. Got to get up a shot. Here's Kamari. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And Detroit is shooting a fantastic 57%. Henderson against Schroeder. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Well, Stan, every franchise has their guy. What kind of things do you want your franchise player to exhibit?
Well, Brian, here's what people have to understand. The culture of your team is determined by your best player. If you want a hardworking, unselfish, competitive team, that best player, that franchise guy, has to embody those things.
In so many ways, Harris can beat you. He has the size and skill to score from all three levels.
To the middle. Here's Williams. Another shot. Oh, he gets it to go. Williams strong inside.
And if I'm his coach, I'm very pleased with this kind of energy on the offensive glass. Textbook play.
Harris passes to Schroeder. Back to Harris. Off target with the three. Blazers trail by 3. Well, Coach, it's been discussed a lot, but the Detroit Pistons set a record in 2023 that no one wants to match.
Well, that's for sure, B.A. No franchise wants to suffer through a 28-game losing streak. They thought that team had potential, but they just never found their footing early on, and then things just snowballed on them.
We're beginning to see this more and more from Harris, just taking what the defense allows, and that time finding the wide open man.
Now here's Williams. Second chance effort, and Williams punches it home.
And now that's a momentum builder for sure. So important in a close game.
Look at his teammates here. They love it. Plays like that gonna get them going.
Yes, some guys shrink in big moments, and some rise to the occasion.
Schroeder against Henderson. Pass to Williams.
2 minutes.
Second shot opportunity.
2 minutes.
And Reed pulls it down. The Pistons lead by 4. Here's Beasley. Fires the 3. Down the pipe it goes. Schroeder with the assist.
Well, for him, it hasn't been a big night. With his reputation, they've used him more as a decoy.
Deflected. Schroeder against Henderson. Schroeder into the lane. Pass to Reed from behind the arc. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Williams has got 5 rebounds in the game. Outside Sharp. The 3. That shot, no good. Detroit has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. Here's Schroeder. Walker pulls down the board. Blazers trail by 7. Here's Henderson. And such a nice move to make that bucket possible.
Yeah, how about the touch from Henderson? Sinking that floater with confidence.
Pass to Reed. And here's Schroeder. Lets it go from deep. And again, no good by Detroit.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down.
Williams a screen on Schroeder. 3-pointer Sharp. No good there. Detroit leading by 5. And it's Hardaway on the take. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
And we've reached the end of the 3rd. Detroit on top. They lead by 5. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dive. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Well, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court right now for Portland. Inside, it's Grant playing next to Ayton. Anthony Simons out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Thibault in at the 3. Simons against Thompson. Simons, right side, shoots over Thompson, and it's Simons missing. The Pistons lead by 7. On the wing, Ivy takes the 3, connects from downtown.
Hot off the pass, Ivy has a shot up. No time to waste when you've got a pro-level defense coming at you.
60 ticks off the clock here in the 4th. Rips it home off a terrific move.
Oh, wait. Big finish. Big time. And, man, did they need that.
You can tell he's trying to get him going with that dunk.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
Pass to Stewart. Simons with a steal. They've got numbers. And he commits the intentional foul.
Isaiah Stewart, first personal foul. First team foul.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th. Here's Simons. The Pistons clear it. Cunningham looking it over. Oh, using his size. Look at Cunningham.
There's Cunningham showing off that leaping ability. Outstanding finish with the slam.
Back to Simons. On the wing, Simons. Three-pointer. Another miss by Simons. And so Cunningham will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. And there's the foul. It'll go on Matisse Thybulle. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Ivy. And there's the drive. Thybulle with a steal.
Well, that's just a great feel for where the ball was going. He got himself in the right place and made the steal.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That'll be a second foul of the game. Off the outside. Drops in the 3.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Cunningham passes to Duren. Back to Cunningham. Duren in the post. He's against 8. And Duren with the basket on the assist by Cunningham.
They're going to work inside. I like how confident Jalen is from this area.
On the wing, Simons. Back to Avdia. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pistons?
Well, look, you have to be able to count on energy and effort every night, and they're showing a lot of it with their transition.
Another big factor for them has been their ability to get points off of turnovers. The easiest offense is created by good defense.
Avdia from outside. And Ivy pulls it down. The Pistons lead by 9. Cunningham drives in. Count that one. Cunningham's got 8 points in the quarter.
And using that strong frame, Cunningham is able to drive in and muscle through contact.
Avdia finds Thybulle. Back to Avdia. Ayton, the screen on Ivy. Inside. Ayton inside, covered by Duren. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed pass.
Yeah, when you let Ayton get the ball close, it's over. DeAndre is just too skilled.
Thompson against Avdia. To the paint. Pass to Duren. 6 to shoot. And he was, well, maybe a little bit of a use it or lose it situation with the coach's challenge. Probably won't make...
Second personal foul. 15 seconds.
People worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Cunningham drives in. Portland grabs the miss.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side.
Oh!
Wow.
Here's Cunningham. Here he goes. Oh, rejected by Ayton. And so the ball out of bounds. Ayton tucks it last. And here's Ivy from the arc. And so it's Detroit with the W. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or themselves. But at the end of the day, everyone...
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the field. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let
Sweetest at shooting guard. Hayward. Hot.
Hello, everyone. Well, so here's... Miami's starting group. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Adebayo. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Ware in at the 5 down low. And for the Pistons, the backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. Isaiah Stewart out there with Asar Thompson, and it's Duren in at the center. Now here's Cunningham, drills the three-pointer.
Well, Cade asking the defense to come out. You got to respect his ability to shoot it from the three-point line.
And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
Thompson in the post. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by the Heat.
And priority number one has got to be the finish, guys, not the fancy stuff.
Highsmith's shot is good.
So many things that Adebayo does as a big man, but it's that passing skill that really separates him.
Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham with the slam.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
I like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Stewart, a screen for Cunningham. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight, 3 for 4.
Pretty nice release from Cade Cunningham that time. Soft touch and arc on that ball.
Now, here's Burks. And it's Adebayo in the corner. Here's Ware. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet.
And there is some intelligence behind the passing of Adebayo. Not flashy, but making smart ones.
Duren with the screen on Wiggins. Thompson finds Stewart. Back to Thompson. The 3. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that Bad Boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town, and those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the Bad Boys.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
And now let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. I was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff for a minute. They were raving about an opposing player, in this case, Andrew Wiggins. Coach said, I have tons of respect for Wiggins. 100% effort on both ends. Andrew can beat you scoring it, but he can also be a shutdown defender. High praise for Wiggins, the former first overall pick. Kevin?
Thanks, David. And here's Burks, following the three-pointer by Cade Cunningham. Ware, no good. And here we go. Fast break. Cunningham's got it. Jumps up, and Duren slams it in.
Just flat-out playmaking from Cade. This is why he was picked first overall.
Burks for 3. Good on the triple.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
Cunningham passes to Duren. Here's Stewart. Back to Duren. Pass to Stewart. Cunningham up top. Three-pointer. And Ware pulls it down. Miami trailing. And here's Adebayo. Burks with it. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Stewart.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
16 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Cunningham with it. Now defended by Adebayo. Here's Stewart. There's the drive. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to go on Alec Burks. The Pistons shooting their first free throw of the game here.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Burks for three. And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for the Detroit Pistons. He got... And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. Guys, what do you think so far from what we've seen from the Pistons?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
On the fourth, and here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
Burks. Alec Burks. 2 shots.
The original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3-ball back, but couldn't get it to fall. And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
And Ray, you've seen the way the game has grown over the years. The skill level of the league is higher than ever.
The talent level, Kevin, that is on display on a nightly basis in this league is staggering, but there's a lot of kids out there watching what's going on, and they're going to push this game even further. How exciting is that?
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Obviously, the Pistons in the midst of a long rebuild. 2 seasons in a row at the bottom of the league standings. Last season, they had the worst record in this once proud franchise's history. That counts the record-setting 28-game losing streak that they had. Pretty clear that this could be a long road back to redemption. Kevin?
Yeah, could is the operative word. This could be indeed. David, thank you. And it's blocked, and they're able to recover. Here's Ivy. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Ivy's got the lead up to 10 now for the Pistons. Burks looking around. Ware kicks to Burks from outside the arc. Rebound by the Pistons.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck to beat here. It's just not his night.
One thing you can pretty much count on with the Heat, Brent Berry, they're going to grind it out.
Yeah, this team has always been built around tenacity and toughness. Even with the big three, with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, there was a bit of a metamorphosis with the way LeBron approached games. Kind of being hated on was something they embraced, and that culture demands that hustle accountability and will consistently be about their culture.
Now here's Wiggins. He has yet to score. Here's Ware, and it goes down 2 points.
And Wiggins is a capable passer, someone that wants to hit a guy in the right spot.
Cunningham outside. Ivy. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Ivy's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Now, here's Burks. A three-pointer. Wiggins gets the three-pointer to fall. Wiggins has got it back down to within single digits for the Heat. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 6 in the field here in the second. Cunningham drives in. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Brent, we talk about guys on the brink of stardom. Cade Cunningham is right there.
The 2 areas you'd love to see Cade improve on is just taking better shots and making plays for others. He has that instinctually, Kevin, as a point guard at his size. But as his team grows, the appreciation for what Cade Cunningham can do on the floor, that will grow too.
And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. They get some big dough.
Is it ever? And remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Cunningham kicks to Reed. Reed a screen on Wiggins. Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
So fast of foot on the run of series. Tough to catch.
Pass to Burks. Now here's Adebayo. Again, the miss by the Heat. To the paint. Here's Thompson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feet. And the Pistons lead by 13.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Thompson against Burks. Pass to Highsmith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's a screen. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham. Pistons leading by 13. Here's Ivy. Can't hit from in close. And it's Wiggins with the ball for the Heat. Burks in the corner. Misses the 3. Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Cunningham drives in. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
The Heat trail by 13. And there's the drive.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Scraping and clawing, doing everything he can to grow that lead.
Emphatic on the putback shot.
Team's having a tough time containing him, attacking all the way there.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
Inside for him, it's Harris and Duran. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then it's Malik Beasley. And it's Waters in at the point guard. That's the group for Detroit right now. Duran against Love. Beasley in the post, and he finishes nicely on the layup. And the Pistons lead by 13.
Well, for a guy who does a lot of his work on the perimeter, Beasley gets into the painted area.
And when it comes to Jalen Duran, now, Brent, is it fair to say some teams regretted not drafting him?
Well, maybe a handful, Kevin. I mean, there's a particular way that you want to play or use that position with how you get out there offensively. Jalen is a proven big. This guy is physical, strong, he can rebound, and gives you a different presence on the inside. And Tyler Hero with another great look, just understanding where his teammates are.
Waters can't get it to go. The Heat trail by 8. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Jalen Duren, a physical specimen, is improving the finer points of his game, including his vision. He said, I feel like I've always been a good passer. I've developed more of that as my young career has gone on, understanding the league better and how to win. Kevin?
Yeah, DA, you know, it takes time, but nice to see his development. Harris, no good. The Heat have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Robinson for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Robinson's got 6.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power. Hammering down the two-hand slam. Love with the screen for Hero. Bobbed up there for Love.
Intelligent play there by Hero. Upsets the defense and then hands it off for the assist.
Beasley the screen. Waters passes to Harris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Love. And Frank, credit the Pistons fans for sticking with them after a tough season last year.
Well, Kevin, it's been a couple of rough years in Detroit, and never easy to have your team go through something like that. You know, where you're getting national media attention for not winning games, it's never a good thing. But these fans are loyal, they're hungry, and the future is going to be bright in Detroit, I promise you that. And Tyler's got to love that when he has a chance to rise up.
Pistons leading by 5. Going inside, and he dunks it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Love the pass to Jovic. That falls. Great assist by Love. Jovic has got 4 this quarter.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
And Love's got the ball here for Miami. Trailing by 5. And Jovic gets it to go. Jovic has got 6.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Waters can't get it to go. For Miami, they've gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on.
So fun when you make the right read on the break. And Hero did so there.
Waters can't get it to go. Miami's on 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Jaquez finds Love, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Great. I agree. He better be on his best behavior from now on. 1 more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. So Detroit ends up going with the new group. Hero against Cunningham. With the teardrop, Cunningham with some nice D.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Pass to Stewart. Stolen by Hero. Count that one. Hero's got the lead up to 3 now for the Heat.
Well, the paint can open up for Hero because he's such a good shooter. Smart to attack. He had a chance to do it there.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. 4 seconds left. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. This is his first free throw of the game. No good on that.
At the line for Heat, Hero.
He hits the second from the line. Here's Stewart. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Tyler Hero has been leading the charge for the Heat. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. On the court for the Heat, they've got Adebayo. He's out there with Andrew Wiggins. And it's Highsmith in at the shooting guard position. Back to Burks. Pass to Highsmith. Clock at 6. Out to the right wing. Here's Ware. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Cunningham for three. And another three for Detroit.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
Wiggins in the post. He's covered by Thompson. Adebayo passes to Wiggins. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And Wiggins showing a bit of strength, even with that frame of his, able to take the punishment and still get the score.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with the statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good.
Oh!
And his athleticism is really off the charts. Love seeing Thompson punch it home like that.
Pass to Highsmith. Shoots the three. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham. Cunningham's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Thompson throws it down.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
It's stolen by Adebayo. On the wing, Wiggins. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Sinks the triple. Wiggins has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And now the defense is going to have their concentration on Andrew Wiggins. That's deep.
Cunningham. Pass to Reed. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 7th assist in the game. Wiggins with it. Oh, that's blocked. And they recover it. Ware passes to Burks. There's the pick. In the corner, it's Wiggins.
2 minutes remaining in the
3-pointers off the mark.
Yeah, not a fan of that one, guys. If he wants to help his team cut into this deficit, he should not be attempting those kind of shots.
The Heat trail by 8. And there's a minute 45 left in the game. Just 5 on the clock. The Heat need to get a shot off. Here's Ware. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Ivy dishes to Cunningham. Pass to Reed. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And the Pistons lead by 8.
Well, there are a myriad of reasons why Cade Cunningham went first overall in the draft for his incredible passing. is certainly at the top of the list.
Stewart with the screen on Wiggins. To the wing right side. Reed. And it's off from three-point range. And it's the Heat with the ball. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Thompson. And the Pistons with possession. They're on a 17-7 run. Cunningham for three. Good on the triple. And it's an 11-point Piston lead.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Cunningham on the wing. A baseline J. Here's Reed. An easy 2 points on the layup. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down.
Miami's starting lineup. Bam Adebayo is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Ware in at the center position, filling out the middle. And for the Trailblazers, inside it's Grant playing next to Ayton. Anthony Simons out there with Avdia, and it's Thibault in at the small forward. Well, he packs it down!
That is incredible.
Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. Highsmith passes to Adebayo. Pass to Highsmith. Clock at 6. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
And not often we get treated to a solo alley-oop.
Takes precision timing for sure. Outside Burks. Here's Ware. From downtown, knocks it down from distance.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Here's Grant. Oh, Grant throws it down.
And this is why you can't let Grant get deep inside, or else he'll dunk all over you.
Burks against Avdia. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
Shooting for Miami, Andrew Wiggins.
And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. And the Heat unveiling the statue of Dwayne Wade, Stan. The face of the franchise forever.
Yeah, Brian, you think of what he meant to this organization, propelling it to its very first championship and then attracting other stars to Miami. He is truly the foundation.
Ayton finds Avdia. Ayton with a screen. Down low. Oh, and a dunk by Ayton.
My Lord, the agility on that size. Ayton's on another level.
Burks passes to Wiggins. And Ayton pulls it down. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start.
An aggressive move to a strong finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Now here's Wiggins. Off target from 3-point range.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
To the inside. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. The Heat have gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Burks with it. Pass to Wiggins. Here's Ware. Is covered by Ayton. Up top, Burks. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. And it's Ware missing. Trailblazers lead by 4. Seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
The Blazers have a lot to learn. Coach Chauncey Billups said, I owe it to these players to coach them. The only way I know to do that is with honesty. It's always coming from a good place. Once you know that, then you take it with love. I lead with love. I don't lead with fear. Right?
That's a Hall of Fame mentality, Allie. He's been in their shoes. Down low. And Thibault with a drive. Out to Simons. From deep 3-point range. Rebound Miami. And out of bounds, the Trailblazers will take it. There's 1:40 left in the first quarter. Pass to Graham. Back to Avdia. To the middle. Robbed. Heat trail by 5. Burks for 3. Sinks it from distance.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Inside, here's Ayton, and Ayton with the stuff.
You're looking at Ayton using all of his height and reach, slamming it down on a helpless defense.
Burks goes in, got a hand on it. Simons with it, guarded by Adebayo. Oh!
Wow!
And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they play and a confidence they're not afraid to show. Here's Ware, and he gets the bucket. Ware's got 5 points.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Burks against Simons. Grant, the pass to Simons. Back to Grant. Out to Simons. Shot clock at 6. Adebayo grabs the board.
With the defense absent, that was a great opportunity, but no go.
Burks for 3. No good on the buzzer beater. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Portland ahead. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Inside, it's Grant playing next to Ayton. Denny Avdia out there with Anthony Simons. And it's Thibault in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves, but that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction.
Here's Highsmith. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Wiggins outside. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. That's on Matisse Thybulle. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard. And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Heat trail by 5. Pass to Adebayo. From the arc. Tries to keep it alive. And it's Ware missing. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Thibault passes to Grant. The 3 ball. Rebound by the Heat. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Adebayo from long range knocks down the triple. Adebayo's got 5 points.
Just another thing that Bam brings to your team, the ability to knock down jumpers.
Pass to Ayton. Out to Simons. Back to Ayton. Simons outside. 6 on the shot clock. Trailblazers got to hurry, got to get up a shot. And Ayton with the stuff.
And that's just terrific body control by Ayton, setting a solid pick and then quickly getting himself open.
Burks against Ayton.
A beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. Portland has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. On the wing, Simons. Ayton with a screen. Lets it fly. And Ayton, throw it down.
I mean, come on, a 7-footer with a 7'5" wingspan. Ayton beats everyone to the ball and converts easily.
And it's Denny Avdia with the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Here in quarter 2, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Burks goes in. Banked it in off the glass. Burks has got his second basket of the game.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Here's Simons. Outside Thibault. Launches a three. The rebound by Burks. Miami trailing. 1:51 left in the first half. Pass to Adebayo from outside the arc. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. A multiple-time All-Star. What aspect of Adebayo's game, Stan, catches your eye nightly?
Well, Brian, I'd say it's not one thing. He's a very complete player. He can rebound, defend, pass, score. This guy does it all.
And by all accounts, a great teammate as well.
That's exactly right.
Grant, the pass to Avdia. Drills it from deep. Avdia's got his first 3 points of the game.
The defense really fell apart there. You can't afford to leave them all alone at the arc.
It's Wiggins on the wing. Out to the right wing. Pass to Highsmith. The teardrop. Out of bounds. It'll be Portland's ball.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
Clingan. He's checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Here's Clingan. Fires from deep. Hits the trifecta. And it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
The defense gave him a little space, and he took advantage.
Wiggins drives in. Misses from close range.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Clingan's shot is off. Heat trail by 8. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock.
And Adebayo showing another element of his game. Nice vision to set up the bucket.
Miami foul. First personal foul. First team foul.
And there's a pick for 3. Clingan. It's hauled in by the Heat. Here's Ware. Finished off the break. Ware's got 11 points.
Well, keeping his eyes up. Coaches love to see that kind of anticipation. Yeah, secures the ball off the glass. Does a nice job going right back up.
And the first half now in the books. Portland ahead. They're up by 6. We've got more in store for you right after this.
The Heat, 24.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. We're seeing a tremendous game from DeAndre Ayton.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
And on the floor for Eric Spoelstra starting the second half. We've got Kevin Love. Tyler Hero is out there with Duncan Robinson. Then it's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Jovic in at the power forward. Robinson for 3. Knocks it down from distance. Robinson's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Well, the truth is, Stan, you lose a franchise legend like Damian Lillard, it really changes your identity.
Oh, it does, Brian. Their offense ran through Lillard for over a decade. Last year was almost a total reset. Now someone has to step up and be that guy.
Robinson can't hit.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Henderson outside. To the paint. Here's Williams. Back to Henderson. To the middle. And Williams punches it home.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Here's Jovic. And the three-pointer goes. Jovic has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Offensive rebound. Williams And terrific work on the offensive glass as he picks up the deuce.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
Now here's Henderson. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And Henderson has got some hops for sure. You cannot let him get to the rim.
Outside Robinson. Right wing. Here's Jovic. No good from outside. He got his defender off his feet with a pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Walker against Jaquez. Puts up a three. Some solid D from Jaquez. Heat trail by 11. Jaime Jaquez gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
Klingon, he's checked in for Portland. And Stan, they always say, for a player, confidence is such a big part of it. How can a coach instill that in players?
Well, as your coach, I think your job is to create a system that the players believe in and they believe they can have success in. The rest of it has to come from inside of the players. They have to believe in themselves.
Now here's Henderson. This is the most they've led, 13 points. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. So we'll see Shaedon Sharpe go to the line here. It's on Tyler Hero. And your first NBA coaching job was with the Miami Heat, Stan. That was as an assistant back in the 90s, just a few years ago.
Yeah, just a few, Brian. And the Heat have changed a lot. The game has changed a lot over those years. Look, back then, the Heat were probably the most physical team in the NBA, and it was just knockdown, drag-out fights all the time.
Walker with a steal, and he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Portland shooting their 4th attempt at the line tonight. And it's the Trailblazers' ball. They're on a 19-6 run. Here's Henderson. Pass to Klingon. Takes a three. And Hero grabs the board. Heat trail by 19. Love finds Robinson. Outside Jaquez. 1:02 left in the third.
Okay, young fella. Look, I'll tell you this. Do not test Donovan Klingon.
Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
Yeah, he's just explosive. I mean, Scoot gets off the ground in a hurry and puts some emphasis on it, too.
For three, Robinson. And Klingon pulls it down.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Yeah, a versatile player. Hero is terrific at sensing when his guys are open.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clock. A nice shot by Klingon.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
And there's the screen. Here's Jovic. Tried to come right back with a three of his own, but it's no good. The shot no good. And so it's Portland. A huge 24-point lead for them. They've done well to disrupt the opposition. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Inside, it's Grant playing next to Ayton. Aptia out there with Anthony Simons. And it's Thibault in at the three. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Pass to Ware. Lets the three fly. And that one's good. Burks for three.
And that's a defensive lapse. A shooter of his caliber can't be left wide open.
Grant with a screen on Burks. To the wing on the left. The shot. Ayton, no good.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Back to Burks. Driving to the basket. Here's Adebayo. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. At 6'9", Bam Adebayo is on the shorter side of centers, yet he is elite defensively, Grant.
He's been top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting a bunch of times. Bam has an incredible motor, a great IQ, and he's a switchable big. That's huge in today's game.
Avdia from outside, from beyond the arc, and then some.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Back to Burks. Has to Ware. Adebayo, a screen on Ayton. Ware set it up with a fake, but it's offline. Portland leading by 22. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Grant, the pass to Simons. No good with the triple. Heat shooting 37% from the floor at this point. And he drops in the layup off the glass. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 4 since the fourth quarter began. Burks against Simons. Pass to Ayton. Back to Simons. Ayton, a screen on Burks. 5 on the clock. There's Simons with a 3. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Impeccable timing from the towering big man. Ayton is someone you must box out, or this is what happens.
Highsmith. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Ooh, it's stolen away. To the inside. They get the rebound. Pass to Highsmith. The 3 is up. Counted from distance.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Ayton, a screen on Burks. Simons passes to Ayton. The 3 is up. And there's Simons. That one's good. On the assist from Ayton.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Ware. And a miss there on the triple. A little over 3.5 minutes in the books now in this fourth quarter.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Trailblazers.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
It's Adebayo, high post, working on Grant. Back to Adebayo, 4-3, and Ayton pulls it down. Oh, deflected. Time called here. Miami decides to talk it over. They're losing by 24. Let's take a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, DeAndre Ayton.
It's almost beyond belief what he's done in this game. He's been impossible to cool off, hitting just about everything he looks at. It doesn't matter who's guarding him. He's had an answer for just about everyone.
I'll tell you what, for him, it doesn't get much better than this. Putting on an absolute clinic while the home fans went wild. Here's Highsmith. He's covered by Simons. Here's Ware. Hits the three-pointer.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
No need to shoot. This one is done.
Yes, they've got to be happy with tonight's effort.
For three, Klingon nails it from beyond the arc.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Wing shot on the way. It's off. So it's the Trailblazers winning this one easily. We saw two different teams tonight. One played with confidence.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mid, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak, be back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers. on this. Thursday. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. Isaiah Stewart out there with Durham. And it's Thompson in at the small forward. And for the Trailblazers, Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. Then it's Anthony Simons. Then there's Matisse Thybulle. And it's Kamare in at shooting guard. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Now, here's Thybulle. Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
The big guy going up and trying to rip that rim off.
Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
Man, that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability, and Porter who could just do a little bit of everything.
Cunningham for 3. Detroit getting another chance here. Ivy kicks to Cunningham. Poked away. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Simons from outside. Duran pulls it in. And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Pistons. Ivy, no one around him, hits the three-point bomb.
Oh, how about the quick thinking by Ivy? I love when he goes right at it with the shot.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Pass to Kamare. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Cunningham outside. And here's Stewart. Grant with the ball. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Now, here's Ivy. Here's Stewart. Goes back up. And it's good. 2 points.
Stewart really valued for the energy he brings to the game. That and that 7'4" wingspan, that makes a lot of things happen.
Here's Kamare. Drops in the tray.
And that's exactly what he's looking for. Draining the triple.
Cunningham with it. Pass to Ivy. Here's Kamare. He's covered by Thompson. Ayton a screen on Ivy. Simons from outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Not just a heat check. How about a range check for Simons? He nails it.
And once known for his defense, Jeremy Grant has become a knockdown three-point shooter. Brent, he's fun to watch.
Yeah, that's really opened up some lanes for him as a player to do more, become more complete. I mean, his slashing game has come along. He's been a better rebounder. And if you foul him, he's going to cash in at the free throw line.
And so here's Portland following the bucket by the Pistons. Pass to Kamare. Ayton a screen on Cunningham. Just 5 to shoot. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cunningham. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
I was able to talk with Chauncey Billups for a minute. We talked about how dialed in he is on Cade Cunningham in this matchup. Coach told me the key is not to let him get into a rhythm early on. That might mean we have to throw different defenders at him. Maybe send them double teams too. Everything is on the table tonight. Let's see what they come up with for Cade. Guys?
Thank you, David. And the Trailblazers with possession here. Following the three-point attempt by Cade Cunningham, and Ayton throws it down.
Ayton rolls to the hoop for two at 7-1, very fluid.
Pistons trailed by 3. Cunningham drives in. Ivy against Simon. Pass to Stewart. Cunningham on the wing. No scoring in this one. Driving in, and the layup falls.
This is such a great use of his ball handling skills and size as Cunningham makes a nice play.
And stolen by Thompson. And there's the call on Matisse Thybulle. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
52 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Durant. Cunningham on the wing. Defended by Thybulle. 6 to shoot. It's Cunningham with the drive.
And that's a play where Grant lets you know that he can stick with his man and do a good job defending.
Simons. Pass to Kamare. Back to Simons. Jacks up a 3. Detroit with the rebound. And stolen by Simon. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. 17 seconds left to play in the first. The kick out to Simons. Thybulle on the wing. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And how about the role reversal there? I mean, slamming it down right in the face of the big fella.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Detroit shooting their first free throws of this. The first free throw is good.
Cade Cunningham taking 2 shots.
And so Cunningham nails both of them.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Trailblazers out in front. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Blazers.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
And they've sort of assumed control of this game with their pressure defensively. They've been into the ball handler. They've done a great job of swarming. So they're creating some turnovers where they're capitalizing.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. Durant out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Thompson in at the 3 slot.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Ivy passes to Cunningham. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. For Jaden Ivey, the offense, Brent, looks great. Defensively, though, there's a lot to improve on.
Well, sometimes as an individual defender, you can look worse because the team defense isn't there. And so there's been sort of this reflective quality about that. But for Jaden to take on or take the next step, certainly defensively, with all of that athletic ability, he could be elite on that end of the floor.
Down low, here's Ayton. It's blocked. Pass to Ivy. And there's the call on Matisse Thybulle.
Matisse Thybulle.
And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Cunningham outside and stolen by Thybulle.
Awesome defense, just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. He wants to talk to his guys. The NBA scoring explosion, Brent, hasn't slowed down. We're getting record-setting offenses, it seems like, every single season.
Yeah, Kevin, lots of factors going into that. Obviously, more three-pointers being taken and figuring out the math of the game. But let's give credit to the players and the work that they're doing in the off-season in terms of getting better with their skill to be able to shoot that basketball and seek out the most efficient shot on the court.
2 on the clock. Simons from outside. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Pistons leading by 3. Cunningham looking it over. Duran the pass to Cunningham. Stewart a screen. Cunningham kicks to Stewart. 6 on the shot clock. Thompson left side. Can't get it to fall.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Brent, something the Detroit Pistons unit does so well is push the pace in their games.
Yeah, you love to lean into young players and that vibrant athleticism, but you also have to understand that playing fast comes with quick decision making, and sometimes those don't always go hand in hand. The experience that these guys will have in their growth together and how soon it is that they realize they can help each other, that's going to push them places faster and further than they even realize.
Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham with the slam.
And Cade doing a great job of figuring out how it is that he's going to stay this efficient.
It's stolen by Cunningham. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball.
And the next one puts them in the bonus.
Hey, Brett, what's one area where we really see these Portland Trail Blazers excelling?
Well, they're great on the offensive glass. They have a presence on the inside. They have a ton of focus on just collecting rebounds. So great at retrieving those misses.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Simons.
Well, this is one of Simons' strengths, just an outstanding shooter from behind the arc.
Stewart passes to Cunningham. Shot clock at 5. Detroit needs to get off the shot. And the rejection by Ayton.
Well, Ayton flashing some good movement there and great timing.
To the middle. Kicks it out to Grant. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
They're playing working to perfection there if that was their plan. And if it wasn't, maybe that should be their plan.
Back to Simons. To the inside. Simons on the wing. Ayton a screen on Ivy. Portland needs to get off a shot. And stolen by Thompson. Fast break, here they come. It's tipped. Stolen by Grant. Pass to Ayton. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Cade Cunningham.
Well, the defense respects Ayton's ability to score, especially from that area on the floor. He becomes dangerous.
And the free throw is good. Now leading by 1. And the NBA is truly an international league. I mean, look no further than DeAndre Ayton, hailing from the Bahamas.
Well, you love that him and Buddy Hield carrying the torch for their home country. Ayton is actually the second first overall pick from the Bahamas, the first one being the great Michael Thompson.
Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. 5-0 for 3. Thompson with the rebound. Into the lane, and Thompson throws it down. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth. And I like the subtle adjustment he made to create a little space for that one.
Yeah, that's an awesome finish there for sure. Not allowing that big guy have his way or alter the shot.
What a performance from Anthony Simons. He has been the story for the Trailblazers. He ends up dropping in 2 from distance, making a difference from long range in this one. Right back after this break. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters. Just disrupting everything.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wanted to do out there. Everyone he guarded looked uncomfortable.
The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Jabari Walker is out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Williams at the 5. So that's who Chauncey Billups starts the second half with. Up top, Henderson. He's guarded by Schroeder. It's deflected. Avdia against Harris. Outside Hardaway. Kicks it out to Beasley. No good on the 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Walker. Rebound, Detroit.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Blazers are in the midst of a rebuild. Coach Chauncey Billups said it's been a tough couple of years. I'm just here every day grinding through it, helping my guys the best I can. I'm ready for that challenge and that pressure to go out and compete with these best teams. In the NBA, Kevin, this sort of thing takes time.
A lot of time, but the West is tough, David. Thank you. To the middle, here's Hardaway. And a missed layup.
Yeah, can't see why he missed that one there. The D's close, but like plenty of room.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Klingen's checked in, and that one's good by Henderson.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Schroeder, solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Schroeder's got his first points in this one.
That was clever. Schroeder gets inside, and you guard him tight, finds a way to score.
Here's Sharp, to the hoop, and then Sharp with the dunk.
Out of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever, able to do things most others can't.
Hardaway against Sharp. Reed down low. Walker with the rebound. And so Henderson will bring it up for the Trailblazers. They lead by 1. And contact on the shot. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
At the line for 2, Sharp. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules. The officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Harris. All alone. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Schroeder, one of those guys who likes to change speeds on the floor and uses it to great effectiveness.
Nice move. And another turnover here by Portland. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Harris. 1:29 left in the third quarter of the game. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hardaway. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
He's a decent scorer, and Hardaway can get it going, so he draws defenders' attention and gets the call that time.
That free throw good from Hardaway.
Jr. 2 shots.
Hardaway hits them both. Trailblazers trail by 3. But drive by Henderson. And Henderson throws it down hard.
On the drive, Henderson relies on his agility to slip past contact.
Kicks it out to Beasley. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Beasley's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Here's Henderson. Pass to Klingon. Back to Henderson. Here's Klingon. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Reed. And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Trailblazers. Jeremy Grant comes in for Henderson. And Matisse Thybulle subbed in for Walker. Cunningham outside. Thompson against Sharp. 4 on the shot clock. Cunningham for 3. Nailed from three-point land. Cunningham's got the lead up to 7 now for Detroit. Avdia against Stewart. Pass to Klingon. Back to Avdia. It's hauled in by Stewart. Here's Ivy. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Detroit, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game, presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. Isaiah Stewart out there with the Sar Thompson. And it's Duren in at center. Back to Ivy. Duren sets the screen for Ivy. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Up the floor. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Yeah, that's a tough one. An experienced player in the pro game shouldn't be making that pass.
Pistons leading by 7. Cunningham left side. And foul on the shot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a
first team foul. Shooting for Detroit.
This is some of the more difficult calls to make. Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Personal foul. First team foul.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Grant with a screen on Thompson. Simons finds Grant. It's stolen by Cunningham.
Yeah, you don't see those over and back calls too often because they're just so easy to avoid.
So you want to get your coach fired up? Do something like that right there. That kind of loss of concentration will drive your coach crazy.
Simons, the pass to Ayton. Here's Kamare. And Cunningham with the block.
Great to now. Cunningham using every inch of that reach.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
I think the rim could be 12 feet off the ground, and Thompson could still go get the lob.
It's stolen by Cunningham. Pass to Ivy. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Cunningham's got 3 assists now in this one. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
I like their defense today, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out of transition.
Well, something else that has stood out is their up-tempo offense. I mean, these guys have been on the track all game long. They're creating high percentage looks, getting out there on the fast break.
Outside, Simon. Driving.
Good job with Simons not hesitating. Just opened up for a split second. He was ready to fire.
Ivy against Simon. Cunningham kicks to Stewart. Lets the 3 fly. Portland grabs the miss.
2 minutes in the game. 2 minutes.
1:58 left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Thibault. Here's Kamare. Duran pulls it in. Duran's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Cunningham drives in. And Cunningham with the slam.
Nasty dunk there by Cunningham. This is why he went first overall. Cade's got length, skill, and athleticism.
Going inside. And it's Simons missing. Detroit leading by 14. Here's Thompson. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That one on 8.
Personal foul.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Pistons.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Cade Cunningham.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him.
Thibault for 3. Thompson with the rebound. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Oh, good with the triple. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
And focus. Just make the simple play.
20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And so the Pistons can now just hold on to the ball. Now, here's Cunningham, defended by Thibault. It's Cunningham with the drive. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But